So Canada had a bunch of sort of pogroms, riots against Jews recently, similar to Amsterdam, maybe a little bit less, actual violence, but a lot of property damage and just going after Jews. And the joke of a prime minister, Justin Trudeau, says, "What we saw on the streets of Montreal last night was appalling. Acts of anti-Semitism, intimidation, and violence must be condemned wherever we see them. The RCMP are in communication with local police. There must be consequences and rioters held accountable." And Pierre Poilievre gave a scathing response to him, and he said, "You act surprised. We are reaping what you sowed." This is what happens when a prime minister spends 9 years pushing toxic, woke identity politics, dividing and subdividing people by race, gender, vaccine status, religion, region, age, wealth, etc. On top of driving people apart, you systematically break what used to bring us together, saying Canada is a post-national state with no core identity. You erased our veterans and military, the famous five, and even Terry Fox from our passport to replace them with meaningless squirrels, snowflakes, and a drawing of yourself swimming as a boy. You opened the borders to terrorists and lawbreakers and called anyone who questioned it racist. You send out your MPs to say one thing in a mosque and the opposite in a synagogue, one thing in a mandir and the opposite in a gurdwara. You have made Canada a playground for foreign interference. You allowed Iran's IRGC terrorists to legally operate here for 4 years after they murdered 55 of our citizens in a major unprovoked attack. You passed laws that released rampant offenders from prison within hours of their 80th arrest. And what is the result? Assassinations on Canadian soil, fire bombings of synagogues, extremist violence against mandirs and gurdwaras, over 100 churches burned or vandalized with barely any condemnation from you, all for a total 251% more hate crime. And while you were dancing, Montreal was burning. We won't let you divide us anymore. Call an election now. We will fire you and reclaim our citizenship, our values, our lives, our freedom, and most of all, our country. Was a scathing response from Pierre Poilievre, the new Prime Minister of Canada, or soon to be Prime Minister of Canada, to Justin Trudeau. For more, subscribe to Jewish Uncensored. If you want to help us make more of these videos, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JewishUncensored.